Hello everyone, welcome to another Kickstarter Stress Test, where we look at Kickstarter campaigns from the point of view of their target audience, their superfans, and see if the story they tell, they even call it story here, is the one that pulls us in and gets us excited, gets us to the point where we back the campaign, and doesn't confuse us or push us away. So this is the first time we're going to be looking at a campaign which hasn't launched yet. And I think this is an interesting experiment because we are basically going to see if our discoveries here during the stress tests will actually come true in the final campaign. I know they don't have too much time to change things, so we'll see what happens. So this was requested by Joachim, who is the designer here, and this looks like a fantastic campaign. I've seen a little bit about it. Overall, let me talk first of all about sharing your preview page. If you've noticed in GameFound, that seems to be a feature, that the page is already being shared. Content can be shared before the campaign launches. Usually in Kickstarter, all you see is a page and a notify me button, which is fine for what it is, but it doesn't give the chance for our followers to make a connection on a deeper level. Okay, they can't get more excited, they can't read more, they have to do that extra effort of searching for it, looking for a Facebook page, looking at the BGG page. So being able to build an audience and then share with them the preview page before you actually launch is an excellent way to get very valuable feedback, getting a sort of very good seeing how excited they are, gauging their excitement level. And it's also just a way to catch like last minute things that you should fix easily, like typos or just very confusing remarks. So I would recommend sharing the preview page around 1 to 2 weeks, so you give yourself enough time to make those changes, maybe even earlier. Okay, there's nothing that can hurt you, and especially because you're already like very blatantly sharing the prices, that means there won't be any surprise for the backers, at least the super backers. Okay, so let's get into this. Feud, the Seer's Prophecy, engine building Viking duel game for 2 players. The wind just slammed the door and scared the bejesus out of me. Never mind. Setting the tone here. Let's watch the video.
Good morning. My name is Joachim Engfors.
Hold on, let me connect headphones.
Good morning. My name is Joachim Engfors, and I am the designer of Feud, the Seer's Prophecy. One of my favorite things is to draw the right card just when I need it. So I made a game where you do that every single turn. We have worked really hard.
Okay, that was a very good line. Okay, it's okay. Couple of things, or maybe I'll comment into it once I see the whole video. Okay, starting with the person behind the brand, the company. I think that is something that could be very strong and very good. Okay, the question is it the first thing that you need to see? Okay, because right now as I come in, I saw this on an ad or something, and I see engine building Viking duel game for 2 players. First of all, if I clicked, I'm a person that loves those duel games for 2 players. Okay, I probably played Magic the Gathering. I probably moved past that into other games. I'm looking for games that I don't need to constantly buy booster packs and stuff like that. I'm looking for those good dueling games. I love the Viking theme, and I love engine building games. So it's clearly for me, from this title. Currently, this is the person I am. Now, I started watching the video. I've watched 15 seconds. I want to know more about the game. And I get this. I'm thinking he'll just get into this whole message of, yes, I built this for a long time. I'm very passionate about it. I do want to care, but right now my my priority is knowing more about the game itself. Luckily, he gives this killer line here. where he said every card has that excitement aha moment, and I wanted to create I love it when I play cards and they have those exciting moments. I wanted to create a game which every single card does that. That's a big promise. That makes me lean in. I'm like, okay, tell me more. How does this happen?
Hard to get Feud to this point, and nothing would make me happier than to see others enjoy it too. So if you can, please consider supporting us on Kickstarter. Thank you.
Okay, so that was 27 seconds, which is good. You know, we can get through that. The music is a little bit slow. I need you know, something. I need action, excitement, stuff like that. Well, we'll see. Okay. Here we get to nice animation, theme.
Travel back to the Age of Vikings and take up arms as leaders of rival villages in Feud, the Seer's Prophecy, a strategic engine-building game for 2 players. Feud features 70 unique cards that are randomized during setup. Every game will offer different cards to acquire at the tavern.
That was a beautiful transition. And I love the intensity and actually like the slow pace here. Like a second ago, I want action, excitement. I felt like the first 30 seconds were a little bit too slow. If we would have started with this, and I think I told this to him, by the way. Okay, so I think if we start straight with the theme, it's much better because then I feel at home. I feel like I opened the door, okay, I saw this title, I saw the image of the box, I opened the door and I arrived where I expected to be. Okay, this is really cool. The deep music, the slow pace. I love this.
Giving you the opportunity to discover new strategies.
And automatically, one of the things that he said previously, like every card is different and everything is randomized, so every game will be completely different. I'm already gauging like a lot of info about this. You have your health, you have the coins, and you have I don't know, like probably like spells or insight or something like that. Beautiful designs, playmat, yeah.
Making every turn a new puzzle to solve. In Feud, you will move your units between 6 zones in your village. Each of the zones has a different effect. The more units in a zone, the more powerful the effect. At the market, you'll earn the silver you need to hire more units. Spend silver at the homestead to recruit units or to make an offering to the Seer.
You notice now what the video is doing. It sort of gave us the outlining thing, and then slowly, it's like zooming in into small details. Maybe a little bit too much, but I feel like that for the superfan for this game that loves a dueling game, he has seen so many examples of this type of game. He needs to know what's different. He needs to know what's special about this game.
In return for a prophecy, if you seek insight, visit the Sacred Grove. Insight unlocks access to certain units from the tavern and may be spent on powerful permanent upgrades to give you.
Okay, so this is also a good example to just let us look at the cards a bit and to just get a few more examples for really the people that love the crunchy mechanics and combos, to really see a little bit in depth into what the games and what the cards actually do, which is good.
The upper hand. The graveyard is the resting place for your fallen allies. Your leader honors their deaths by fighting harder. Each unit in the graveyard makes your leader stronger.
That's a unique mechanic. That is very good. Okay, that's sort of this catch-up mechanic, which I haven't seen before. Usually you use units, that's it, you know, you're down one. But here, every unit that dies actually makes you stronger. And I think that was good that it was highlighted in the video.
Post your units to the wall to give them an advantage when defending your village.
That's cool.
Or send them to the battlefield to bring the fight to your opponent. Manage your units, silver and insight carefully in order to fulfill the Seer's prophecy and defeat your opponent's leader to win the game. Once the game is set up, you will find no randomness in Feud. Take control of your fate. Leave nothing to chance.
Ah, nice. Leave nothing to chance. Okay, that was very, very smart. So essentially all the random, because one of the frustrations people have with Magic the Gathering, or at least I had when I grew up playing it, is that, you know, you might have the best deck ever, but you get land dry and that's it. That's right. That's the term. You just don't have enough mana to play things. And it's just frustrating. And, you know, some people are just looking for the game, which has all skill, no luck. So moving on. Okay. We have this great cover image, great art. Okay, 14 plus, 2 players, 40 minutes. Ah, that is something I did not expect. I usually love these games to be 20 minutes. 40 minutes feels more of a time commitment, but it might be worth it. Travel back to the age of Vikings and take up arms as leaders of rival villages in Feud, the Seer's Prophecy, a strategic engine building game for 2 players. All right, Seer's Prophecy, 2 clans, long hair. Okay, so some theme here. That is like the Seer's Prophecy. Interesting. Okay. In Feud, the Seer's Prophecy, 2 players take up arms as the leaders of rival Viking villages. You will collect resources and coordinate attacks by recruiting and mobilizing units. Both players will use identical sets of cards, but instead of drawing at random, you will choose the card you draw each turn. Okay. Funny. You know, it might have been just me, but for some reason, this point of data, I think I missed it. Okay, I thought that you get a set of cards and you strengthen it by getting from these decks. I guess it might have been just oversight from my end. So essentially, you don't even have a deck. Everyone is. It's like Dominion, but you don't have a starter deck. You just start buying cards, which is interesting. Okay. This will allow for reliable strategies and dynamic counterplay with multiple ways to outmaneuver your opponent. The first player to defeat the opponent's leader wins the game. Okay, and here's bullet points, which is really good. Okay, this was easily enough to this was easy to read because you had bold here, so this was really good. Both players will use identical sets of cards. Excellent. Do this for your campaign. People skimming the page will automatically gravitate to this bold text, and notice that it's native to Kickstarter. It's not part of an image, which means that if people are watching this on mobile, they will have the text the right size. And at least I do this when I read stuff online. I just select it while I read, so it allows us to do it. You can't do it with an image. Feud combines the best elements of card drafting, engine building, and competitive card games. Each game will present you with a variety of unique cards you can acquire to help you build your resources and defeat your opponent. So this was, you know, it's an okay line, but it doesn't prove itself. It says it combines the best elements of card drafting, engine building, and competitive card game, and I expected the next sentence to like show how does this actually happen. Present with a variety of unique cards. Okay, that's card drafting. You can acquire to help build your resources. That's engine building, and defeat your opponent. So, you know, actually that does that. So I take it back. A variable setup allows for deep strategy and replayability. Okay. The game maintains a sense of fairness and symmetry. Okay. Once the game begins, there is no randomness in Feud, and this is not a collectible card game, which is also really important because usually people that are looking for the next game after all those CCG, CTGs, blah, 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 they're looking for 1-box games. It can be expandable. We don't mind expansions, but no more of this booster pack nonsense. So... Lurkana, for example, I'm not touching that with a stick. It looks good, but I'm not getting close to that. So these are good. It sort of hits the same point over and over, which is okay in some cases because you want to be able to meet the superfan in different areas, because you know they might have not seen the video and scrolled down. You still want to make sure that they get the biggest selling point, the fact that it's no randomness, you know, levels the playing field, and that it's all in one box. So you made sure to highlight these, which I love. This is a phenomenal design, absolutely phenomenal design. Everything works so well together. This is a great quote, okay? It doesn't really tell me what he liked so well, but the fact that he had to repeat himself, you know, that says a lot. But there might have been better quotes. We'll see. Oh, gameplay. We have great GIFs here. Okay, I think this is GIFs done correctly. But here, as you can see, this is like my problem with GIFs. That Kickstarter just cannot load them all at the same time, and it's really frustrating. I've been on this page for how long now, and it still hasn't loaded the GIFs. So I usually recommend to have very, very simple GIFs, or maybe just aesthetic ones. But avoid doing the very heavy, you know, taken directly from the video animations. I do it a lot, but I usually recommend against it. Okay, so move your units between different zones. Okay, that's cool. You can move the units. It's not that you just play it and it stays there. Activate your zones, your unit occupied to gain resources. Spend silver to recruit more units. And battle. Okay, so that's cool. It shows us like the loop of the game, which I guess is the surface level, which I would have loved to see on a Kickstarter page. I think I'm missing like just like quantify a bit of this, like how many moves can you do, how many actions, or is it one every time? But that might be a little bit more deep level, which you want on a rulebook. And I was just about to say I would have loved to see a rulebook at this point, and there it is. This campaign page is doing a lot of things right. A huge selection of cards, replayability is pretty high, really high. Okay, good. That's a quote which you want to reinforce the biggest selling points of this game. I love this kind of resource system. This system is really easy. It all just works. What's in the box? Okay, where is the price? At this point, I'm engaged. I'm excited enough. I want to know how much this is going to cost, because it seemed like a pretty big box. So first, it looks like they're trying to make us feel the value before actually giving us the price. I usually recommend do the opposite. Okay, first have the price and then, you know, give the value. But, you know, it's not a hard rule. Let's see what it does to me. First of all, we get 3 large neoprene playmats. Wow. Okay, 3. You get like the main tavern, and they're all neoprene. That's crazy. The village's mat, the tavern mat, almost 300 cards. And from my understanding, they're almost all unique, right? 128 units, 46 knowledge, tons and tons of cards. More! Okay, you get the tracking disc, the wound markers, and oh my god, look at that tray. Look at that tray. It was hinted at before, at the beginning, right, with the cover image. That inside of the box looks phenomenal. You know, we're so used to having just like all the cards in one big blotch. It does mean that setup looks like to be a snap, but it does seem like putting the game back together will take some time, but I love this. This looks amazing. I think this should have been highlighted earlier also. You know, because I haven't seen this before. This could have been like innovative setup in the box, you know, setup in seconds, something like that. Okay, here's the box insert. Shake, 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 shake. And it didn't move. That's amazing. What a great, this is a good GIF, you know. That's how you do it. How many games do we have that every time you open it feels like someone set off a bomb inside it? Oh look, there's me. Yes, this is what I said. Dude, the insert of the books looks amazing. The wooden box sorting tray will speed up setup and cleanup, and will also keeping all your pieces safely secured during travel. Yep, that could be one of the points on top. And here we go, pledge levels, 45 euros for the base level. That really feels fair. Okay, that's sort of what I expect from a box's size. I can also see the size of the box. You know, it feels like a game you've been playing for years and suddenly you get the big box to collect everything, but that's what you get from the start. Then we have the local support pledge. For every 5 player, we'll donate. Okay, so that's nice. Okay, having a little bit more of a higher pledge, which makes people feel good about themselves. But it's like a way to show extra support if you cannot jump to the super backer. What a jump from 50 to 449 euros. What do you get here? A copy of Feud. Buy 2 games for a local library. Okay, your name at the side of the box, a signed custom leader card with your name and image. Okay, so this is what we call the whale pledges. And I think I talked about this before, that you do whale pledges when you know there's someone that's going to take it. Okay, you already have that one person that could either, you know, even be just someone that wants to support you, 1 or 2 people that will pledge that. The last thing that you want is to have this massive whale pledge and then it just stays empty and it looks laughable. So make sure you have at least 1 or 2 people that will pledge this. It still seems a little bit high, but yeah, you know, it is what it is. You gotta get some. But this is just a 1-pledge game, you know. No premium, no deluxe edition, and I respect that, and it feels fair. Okay, then we have stretch goals, which are good. You know, announcing only 2 of them. More quotes, but we're up to 21 minutes, so let's wrap it up. Some dead links, which I think you'll fix. German version, ooh, that's good. Okay, if there's multiple languages for this game, that should be very, very high up. Supports, I don't remember if the cover image showed that, but definitely want us to know that if I'm a super backer but I want the game in German, then I'm being catered for. Okay, so yeah. And a timeline, very good. Okay, so it really feels like they did the research here. They really highlight the good points. They really show a very good journey through this campaign page with multiple jumping on points where you're still getting the info that you need. It's not overburdened with info. This is great. I think this will be funding within the first day for sure. Okay, the goal doesn't seem too high. The thing is that they need a lot of backers to reach that. And I wish it a lot of success. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to see how well this does. Okay, hope you enjoyed this one.